obviously Henry Cavill is coming back as Superman. That's confirmed. 100% confirmed. And now he's done basically his first interview post announcement. And again, it's just that it's interesting stuff. It's kind of humble. It's kind of what we expect him to do, really. But he says that Superman, so it is basically teasing the version of Superman we're going to have, completely different. So apparently this Superman will be enormously joyful when he returns. And he says, obviously, I never gave up hope, and there's a bright future ahead, which kind of goes hand in hand with what he'd already said before. But I guess, I mean, this is interesting anyway for a few things, because where did we last see him? We last saw him, obviously, Justice League. Is that, well, yeah, Justice League, because that's post Black Adam, I think. I don't know where Black Adam sits in the timeline on this universe. Does anyone know where
Black Adam would I guess would be the most recent, the most newest of all, because there's been no past references to Black Adam. So I can only imagine that this is the most current thing. So the last thing that we saw him both chronologically and like on screen filmed would be in Black Adam. Prior to that, it would have been the reshoots for Joss Whedon's Justice League, which then takes us back to 2017. Yeah, 2017 is the last time he would actually have been in costume with a mustache and everything that they had to remove in CGI in post. Because they actually filmed the movie in 2016.
Oh, so funny. Well, anyway, this is going to obviously postal Justice League then, I guess. But he's come out and says, the character means so much to me. This is on the Happy, Sad, Confused podcast. Sorry, he says the character means so much to me. It's been 5 years now. I never gave up hope. It's amazing to be here now talking about it again. There is such a bright future ahead for the character. I'm so excited to tell a story. This is a key point here, with an enormously joyful Superman. Now, I don't want to sort of view that as a dunk on Snyder, but it is. I mean, it is polar opposite to the Snyder Superman, isn't it? He's very specifically saying, "I'm so excited to tell a story with an enormously joyful Superman," and I guess maybe for him, it's not a dunk on Snyder, but he's looking forward to a different version of the same character and being able to flex his acting chops within that role. I don't know if any of you guys have any opinions on that.
Well, to me, it sounds like he's very clear on what he's saying. I don't think it's like a deliberate dunk on Snyder, so much as it is, I know that people were not happy with my Superman being too dark. When Superman is supposed to be bright and cheerful, David Zaslav will no doubt have told him this, because Zaslav is a fan of Superman. And he has made it clear, we need to get Superman right. And getting Superman right means going back to the character's roots. That means there has to be some level of joy to it. So I'm pretty sure that he will have been instructed to subtly drop words like that in there. That this is no longer going to be dark and dreary and an angsty Superman who just wants to die.
And I think it also goes hand in hand with what we were hearing about. What's that? 2 years ago now? I think it was 2 years ago. Where basically Henry Cavill was refusing to come back unless he had some creative say on the direction of Superman, and where he was going to go, because he obviously realized that it was just basically they're just throwing the character down the toilet.
Well, I don't know that that's actually. I think that may have been overblown, because the real story is that they didn't want him.
I know, yeah, persona non grata. I know, I couldn't believe that. We spoke about that.
Well, we've been reporting it for years.
I think. Yeah, it's just crazy.
Yeah.
I was wondering if someone in the chat can help me out, because I thought I saw a tweet from Zack Snyder saying, congratulations, Henry. Hope to work. Can't wait to work with you soon.
No, I don't
No,
think it was
can't
that. I
wait to
think
work
he
with you
said-
again. Yes, this is a real tweet, and many people have read into it that means that he'll be doing a DC project. I don't think that this is true. Just because Henry Cavill is back as Superman doesn't mean that he can only work as Superman. Zack Snyder
those
has
two
an
statements can
exclusive
be
deal with
separate.
Netflix. So I think that referred to that Henry Cavill is probably going to be in one of Snyder's Netflix projects.
So Andre,
Yeah.
This wasn't a dream.
No, it wasn't a dream. It did happen.
But here are
Like a fever dream, Paulie.
or the nightmare. Or here's the thing, it's not on Snyder's Twitter anymore.
Just look for someone else to talk about it. Just look for Snyderverse. You're gonna find someone.
Okay,
that
maybe
will
it's
have-
that. Maybe it was that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, dear. Well, he talks here about what it meant to him for sort of getting back in the suit again as well. He says, I went to Warner Brothers studio in the UK and got back in the suit. It was a very powerful moment for me. I wasn't sure how I would feel, whether it would be something very emotionally connective, because I put the Man of Steel suit back on. I chose that one in particular because of the nostalgia attached to the suit. It was important for me to be standing there and enjoying that moment. That is one of the top moments in my career. It feels great to have the opportunity to wear it again. Again, it's that sort of humble nature, the very sort of graciousness.
I would just like to point out before you move on, he may claim that, I chose that. No, mate, you did not choose that suit. That suit was chosen for you. It was chosen for you, and it was built for you right now, and you did not get the pick, no matter what you may try to tell people in the media.
Well, I would say ordinarily that's true, but you don't know under what pretenses he's been allowed to come back. He may have executive producer credit on these Superman movies. He may have creative control to a certain degree.
Yeah, it could be, but I do believe that Zaslow would give him the options. Like, okay, here we have 3 almost identical versions of the suit that look quite a lot like the Man of Steel suit, so much so that anyone looking at first glance is going to be confused either way or couldn't be able to tell. So you get to choose anyone you want out of these 3 possibilities that all look pretty much the same and like the Man of Steel suit. Yeah, I can absolutely believe that that he would have that he got to choose within those parameters, but that he had the option of the black Snyder suit or the much more overexposed Joss Whedon suit. No way. Even if he has executive producer credit, that's above his pay grade. He can choose within certain parameters, but those parameters are above him.
Real quick, I'm curious how they're going to show or explain his character involvement or his change in character as this other Superman. Is it going to be from the death of him and him coming back and him having a more lighter outlook on life? Or
I think I can make a fairly educated guess. They're not going to address it other than in the most casual of vague terms. Because what we have understood that they're doing with that Zaslow is doing, and make no mistake about it, James Gunn, he's executing the will of David Zaslow and putting his own spin on it along the way, but it's Zaslow's shot here, and Zaslow is the shot caller, just to make that clear. So what they're going to do is treat everything that happened before like this is Tom would say the same thing if he was here, which he which he will be soon. It's basically that everything that happened before, but it's no longer addressed. Exactly the same thing that happened after the Snyder period, after his movies. Everything that happened in them kind of happened, but we're just not talking about it. And it's the exact same thing right now. This is going to be a fresh start with the same cast and it'll be implied that everything happened before, but it won't be dwelled upon. So he's probably going to get a new personality without addressing that he died, or like might be like a one sentence here or there or something, but it's going to be a new direction. It might as well have been like a complete reboot. It just vaguely is in the same continuity with the same cast.
So more like a soft reboot in the same universe.
Yeah, soft reboot in the same universe. That's exactly right.